If you do look at the prizes there, Michael has prized the Squawk ability, a fantastic card to use in your turn 1, and 1 copy of Regidrago. And then Jesse has prized that 1 copy of Iron Bundle. So a couple one-off there in the prizes for both players. But I think it's safe to say, Ross, nothing, game-breaking there.
Not game-breaking, but I don't like having free energy prized if I'm Jesse. The more energy you've got prized, the lower percentage chance you have of hitting, especially double energy of your electric generator. And frankly, I want to. Jesse, we've heard, has been hitting very well of electric generator, been drawing very well throughout the tournament, as Miraidon often does. So having a bunch of energy prized can be a little bit of a pain. So it does look like the players are getting ready to go here. We see a handshake, and we are off with our final top 8 game of the 2024 Pokemon World Championships. And it looks like we see Michael going first here, and we know that Miraidon can have some fun going second.
It really, really can, but Regidrago needs to go first, and Michael is going to kick us off here in our top 8B feature match. Has led his Mew EX, that restart ability and a genome hacking attack. Jesse Parker has led Miraidon EX with that tandem unit ability and that photon blaster attack. Michael Davidson is currently concluding that Nest what's being played. They're going to allow him to grab a basic Pokemon, in this case Regidrago, and pop it straight on the bench.
Yeah, Regidrago, of course, you need that nice and early. And you said about Regidrago going first, you're right. It's not a basic deck. It's an evolution deck. You need to get your Regidrago V and evolve it into Regidrago V Star in order to actually make it work. So turn 1, you don't have a good turn 1 if you're Michael. That's something that Jesse is going to be looking to really try and take advantage of. Let's make sure that I can get a very good start. I want to get ahead on prizes before you've even got rolling here. So turn 1 for Jesse, going to be very important. Michael here, playing an Ultra Ball, just trying to essentially set up. You've got 2 Regidrago V here already. That's a pretty gosh darn good start. And Mew in the active, hey, nice bit of rebooting.
Yeah,
restarting, sorry. Get some extra cards, why not?
Yeah, and it's got a free retreat cost as well. But worth noting though, all these Pokemon that Michael has put down, they are 2 prize Pokemon obviously, and they all have under 220 hit points. So that means Photon Blaster is currently very live here for Jesse, as I'm sure he knows that taking these 2 prize cards earlier, as well as your first turn of the game, might I say, could really put the pressure on in this top 8 feature match.
Yeah, and Jesse has been feasting on Regidrago a little bit throughout this tournament, and this is one of the reasons why it ends up being possible. Because you go, well, you basically get the first attack against Regidrago. If you go first, they have a turn where they're not really rolling, and then you get the first attack. If they go first, you go second, and you get the first attack. Either way, if you can have a good turn 1, it can work. And Michael puts that Regidrago in the active, knowing that a good turn from Jesse here will leave it in the discard pile, and Jesse up by 2 prizes.
So it looks like Jesse is going to have his first turn here, going to activate that tandem unit ability, one of the best abilities in the game, letting you search your deck for 2 basic lightning Pokemon and pop them straight onto your bench. Looks like Jesse is going to do a little bit of a prize card check here, going to work out what is available to him. And yeah, we'll just play a copy of Blood Moon Ursaluna, worth keeping an eye on that. But nothing, like we said, the prizes there were just on the left, nothing too impactful.
No, but I'm looking at Jesse here, right?
Okay.
And I'm seeing that we've got a bunch of energy in the prizes, which is not ideal. 3 in the prizes, right?
Yes.
And I'm also looking, and I'm seeing, I think there were 4 energy in hand.
Yeah, there was quite.
7 out of 16 energy which aren't in the deck. You know what that means? That means that actually when you play those electric generator, you know, you're expecting to have 13, 14 energy in the deck. You've got 9. That is lowering the odds quite a lot here. So, yeah, there's 7 energy unavailable in the deck right now for Jesse. That is going to hurt, and we're going to see an Arven.
Yep.
Traditionally, you go for electric generator here, but the odds are against you a little bit.
The odds are, that is a fantastic point, actually, as we are going to see that tandem unit concluding. Going to grab the Raikou and the Miraidon as well. But we do see this Arven being played. Now, you're right, we could be seeing an electric generator being grabbed here just to try and keep up the tempo. We do see a Prime Catcher in Jesse's hand there, worth noting. And we do see the Forest Seal Stone currently in the hand here as well. So let's see what Jesse does target here. It looks like we are going to be riding the electric generator train still, though, with that rescue board. That will give the Pokemon attached to 1 less retreat cost. Worth noting, Miraidon does have a 1 retreat cost, so that will retreat for free if there's a rescue board attached. But I tell you what, though, if this electric generator hits 2, we just attach 1 for turn, we attach the rescue board, retreat, and boom, that's going to be 2 prize cards for Jesse straight away.
It is, and the day I see a Miraidon player play a turn 1 Arven and not get an electric generator, I mean, I don't even want to think about that. It is unconscionable. That's what you do with Miraidon.
Oh, and here we go, Ross. The electric generator is going to be played. 2 energy. There we go, cross of the hands. Oh, just the 1.
Honestly, I see. There's so much energy not in the deck. I don't think 1's a bad result here.
It's not. It's not.
Getting 2 with 9 energy in the deck would honestly be, that is well above odds. Getting 1 is a decent shout.
Now, we do see the Forest Seal Stone in the hand, so if Jesse really wants to, could attach the Forest Seal Stone to search for another one, but it looks like he's going to attach to the Raikou there. So that means that the turn 1 Photon Blaster probably isn't going to happen now.
Yeah, and you saw the decision there from Jesse, just thinking, where do I put this energy? Raikou is a 2 energy attacker. That is why you put it on there, so you can attach and you've got the attack rolling. Miraidon takes a 3rd energy, and you could Forest Seal Stone for an electric generator, but Jesse's seen that there's energy prized. They've been able to search the deck. They know there's energy in hand. They know they're pushing their luck a little bit here, so has to go a slower route. And this is not what Jesse's looking for. With this matchup for Jesse, the deal is very simple. Turn 1 KO on Regidrago V, because the V-Star has too much HP. It's got 280. You don't want to deal with it.
No.
The good news is you can hit with your Raikou here and then finish off next turn, but that gives Michael the opportunity to knock out your Raikou, and then they're ahead 2 prizes. So
it looks like we saw the Star Alchemy being used, going to grab the Squawkabilly. Prime Catcher into the Mew. That's going to get the Squawkabilly in the active. It has got the rescue board attached. We're going to see a manual attachment there to the Raikou, and it looks like we're going to see a Squawk and Seize, I would imagine. Now, it's going to be a lot of energy hitting the discard pile, but it's going to have to, that's just the way it's going to be. So Squawk and Seize, discard your hand to draw 6. Let's see what Jesse will find.
And this is not a deck that plays from the discard pile. We've got Forest Seal Stone, Blood Moon Ursaluna, Zapdos. This is not a deck that plays a bunch of Super Rod or attaches from the discard like those old fluffy versions. This is a deck that plays a bunch of energy and hopes you don't have to discard a bunch early while having a bunch of prize. That is a real downside to where Jesse is in this game. That is the big story as to why Jesse's not having that explosive start that they're so used to in this tournament. So you can attack with Raikou. There's, how many bench Pokemon we got here? 6 in total?
Yep.
So that would be 140. It's not terrible damage. And it does, if you fill your bench, you can KO Mew here.
Yeah, it has got
you don't need a full bench to KO Mew, for your opponent, I mean.
Yeah, it has got the Zapdos as well that will boost basic lightning type damage. You could put that in play as well, just to bolster the Lightning Rondo. We do see a Town Store being played, and that's going to grab a Bravery Charm, going to boost the basic Pokemon's HP by 50. That's attached to. But yeah, I mean, it's still going to. We are looking at potential 2 prize KO. It's not the Photon Blaster, but it might just be enough to get the job done.
No, it should be. Now we need a full bench though. As it is, we're only hitting 140. Here is a fleet-footed to draw an extra card. If Jesse can fill his bench, there's a Pheasantipity. You can bench the Blood Moon Ursaluna. You get the KO, but it's not the bench Pokemon you want. You are bench locking yourself here. But is it worth it for the KO? Jesse says yes. Lightning Rondo is going to hit exactly 180. And the way the Raikou maths works here, Shay, you add up all the bench Pokemon, add 1, times it by 20, boom. That's where you go. That's how the maths works.
There you go. Some quick maths there from Ross. Love to see it. So Jesse's done what he needed to do. Get a turn 1, 2 prize KO. Oh, that's Celestial Roar for Michael. That's not what we really need to see. Discard top 3 cards of your deck and you can attach any energy.
That hand is horrendous, Shay.
That hand is very, very bad. So I think it's Jesse's turn here. So let's see what Jesse opts to do.
I've not seen a Celestial Roar on Regidrago for so long. Let you discard the top 3 cards of your deck, and if any energy you can attach them, it's not what you're looking for.
So it looks like we are over at Jesse's side of the board here. Looks like, I think that's concluding a Town Store search, I believe. And let's see what Jesse, if you're Jesse Parker right now, you're also thinking, right, if we can get the Photon Blaster off here, that would be immense pressure.
Yeah, a Photon Blaster would make such a huge difference here. Here's a fleet-footed, drawing a card. It was a Luminion, but there's no bench space to play it. You did bench lock yourself on the previous turn to get that KO, which I kind of like that. We see an energy on the Miraidon. Is there any draw options? Oh, Professor's Research. Now, we do see one more energy hit in the discard. That is 8. No, it's still only 7 that are unavailable, because that energy in the one you attached, they both came from the prizes. So there's 9 energy, I think, that have been essentially drawn or played here, now that you've got one in hand. So Electric Generator, you're getting through your deck now. Your odds are going up a little bit. It's not perfect, but did we draw an Electric Generator?
We did not, so I think we just saw a Lightning Rondo there for the, 160 damage. And back over to Michael. Again, that hand, I didn't see what the top deck was, but I don't think it was particularly great. I want to see a Super Rod being played here. Going to shuffle in Pheasantipity. Was that Giratina V-Star? And then a Regidrago V-Star as well, I believe, getting shuffled back in. But yeah, I need to see what Michael's top deck was, but because we saw the turn before, we didn't see any cards being played. It was just Celestial Roar, and then back over to Jesse. So let's see what Michael does.
No, the hand was like Super Rod and a couple of Dragon Pokemon that you want to get in the discard to copy with Regidrago V-Star. There was basically nothing there. It's not an ideal situation at all. Now, it does look like we got an Arven. Is Jesse playing an Arven here?
Was that just Super Rod and Pass for Michael?
I think it was.
So now we're back over to Jesse's side of the board. It looked like it was concluding a town store there by shuffling the deck. And oh my goodness, Jesse, like, Michael, if you are Jesse, like, thinking, I'm getting all the turns in the world.
And Jesse is going to go up 4 prizes here. That KO is on the board. Jesse needs to do nothing this turn to get the KO with Raikou. So what you're really trying to do here, set up that Miraidon, and then at some point, any gusting onto a Teal Mask Gogapon, and that's the game. We see an Ultra Ball here. We're just thinning the deck a little bit. There's no bench space available, but if you thin the deck, then Electric Generator. The rule is very simple. The more lightning energy you have in your deck, the better chance of hitting.
Yep.
The fewer other cards you have in your deck, the better chance of hitting your lightning energy off your Electric Generator. So search out that Mew. You can't play it yet, but there's one less card in your deck. Here comes Electric Generator. We're trying to power up that Miraidon, not for this turn, but for next turn. What do we get?
Got one
hit.
That's not bad. We'll take a 1. I think there's a basic energy in hand as well, right?
Yeah, so next turn, you just attach Gust game. I think Jesse is in for game 1 here quite nicely. There's no real reason for Michael to concede. We've got a long time limit on these games. We've got over an hour remaining. So there's no reason for Michael to concede super early here like there might be in Swiss. But I do think this game is as good as done at this point. There's the attachment for the turn. We're going to see the KO with Raikou's Lightning Rondo. We're going to
see it's fleet-footed first. Fleet-footed just to draw an extra card. Love to see that. Lightning.
Now we get it.
Lightning Rondo for the KO. Like Raikou's taking. Oh, does top deck a Professor's Research there though for Michael? So we won't be able to start getting back in this game. That's one card that we'd love to see. Going to draw 7 new cards and discard the hand. We need to see some energy search. Energy switch. We need to see some basic energy at the very least. Earth and Vessel Ross, that's one step of the puzzle.
Yeah, and you get the Dragapult in the discard pile, which of course, you want your Dragon Pokemon in the discard so that you can copy their attacks using Regidrago here. So that is an important part of the puzzle. So that's a nice start. And you're going to get yourself some basic energy with the Earthen Vessel as well, which is lovely. And then you can, the problem is you've got no energy on the board. So you need an attachment, and then you need your energy on the Teal Mask, then a second Teal Mask attached to that, double energy switch, V-Star, and then you can only be down by 2 prizes.
Yep. I mean, that is the line. That is the line. It's asking for a lot, but that is what Michael will need to start piecing together if he wants to try and stay in this game. We do see Teal Mask activation there, Teal Dance, I should say, after concluding both those Earthen Vessels. We do see energy switch in hand. There's a concession there for Michael. Jesse Parker's currently 1 game up here in our Masters Top 8B feature match. Michael wasn't really able to get in the game, but Jesse capitalized and is currently 1 game away from being in top 4.
And there's going to be a huge sigh of relief from Jesse there. Jesse's deck did not do what it was supposed to do that game. We had 4 energy in the opening hand, 3 energy prize. That locks Jesse out of almost half his energy, basically, from being able to be hit with Electric Generator. We saw the Lightning Rondo from your Raikou early, which was not ideal, but at least you got it onto a Mew. Getting it onto the Mew was a very big deal, being able to get that KO. And then Jesse had a bit of a slow game, a bit of an awkward game, but when your opponent's doing nothing, that is absolutely enough. And that's the thing. If I'm Michael, I'm thinking, hang on a second, my opponent did not have a great game there. I just had an even worse game. So let's head over to the replay here, remind ourselves how it happened, and here was the big turn 1 lightning rondo.
Yeah, super impactful here for Jess. Like you said, didn't really have the best of resources available, but knew that his route to victory would be taking a 2-5 turn 1 KO, and had to go about it a sort of long-winded way, but it got there nonetheless. And that Raikou was just saying, well, if you're not going to do anything, Michael, I'm just going to lightning rondo again, and then that was pretty much all she wrote. Michael did have one turn to try and piece together a comeback, but unfortunately wasn't able to, and just, well, that was all she wrote. Picked all the cards up, just have a nice, quick game 1 then. Jesse, big sigh of relief. And you make no mistake about it, even though Michael didn't really piece together a lot, like you said, Jesse didn't have the greatest of resources to work with, but still had to close the door there on that game 1 and did exactly that.
Yeah, did a good job there, doing what you needed to do. And both players are going to be, and that's the thing, you know, Jesse had a pretty convincing game 1 victory. Both players are going to be looking for a better start going into game 2. Both players are going to look for their deck to cooperate a little bit more. For Michael, get your Regidrago V-Star, get your 280 HP Pokemon. They are high HP. They are harder for Jesse to deal with. And we know Jesse has beaten a bunch of Regidrago this weekend. It's a matchup that he's pretty confident with. He's already 1 game up. But there is a route here for Michael to take a bunch of prizes, you know, maybe get some, you know, Kyurem. There's a lot of Pokemon that are 220 or less in Jesse's deck. So you can double Kyurem, and you can actually get a 6-prize turn with a double Kyurem attack. It's a possibility.
It is a possibility here, and it looks like Michael will let Jesse go first. Worth noting, Michael's prize cards, 2 copies of Ogerpon EX, Teal Mask Ogerpon EX, but that Prime Catcher as well, currently in the prizes. For Jesse, again, those basic Energy Center want no part of this, and they're currently in the prize cards, as well as 1 copy of Rescue Board, which is his only copy, actually. So we saw that being utilized in game 1. That's currently not an option for Jesse.
And Greninja is in the active. It is not a Pokemon you want in the active. Not being able to retreat is going to be a pain. There are some Switch Cart in the deck, though. For Michael, he only plays 3 Teal Mask Ogerpon. And you really want 2 on the board, so you can Teal Dance, double Energy Switch, get your Regidrago going in a single turn. That is going to be a little bit awkward for Michael, because he's only going to be able to get 2 energy on the board per turn. That is not enough to power up a Regidrago. It means every turn's energy attachment is going to be a little more important.
Yep, those energy attachments are going to be crucial, as it looks like Jesse here is concluding it quite seriously. An Ultra Ball by the looks of it. Going to grab that Miraidon EX, and also going to activate that tandem unit to grab 2 lightning types and pop them on the bench. And going to do a little prize check, prize card search as well.
Yeah, he's going to find out that for the 2nd game in a row, there are 3 energy prizes. And look, when you're playing 16 energy in a 60-card deck, you do expect some to be prized. Let's be honest. About a quarter of your deck is energy, so you would expect 1.5 prize per game. Having 3 prize 2 games in a row, that's above odds.
It really is, but, you know, managed to get away with it in game 1. So let's see if we can get away with it again. You know, currently sitting at undefeated record. It's like Blood Moon Ursaluna is going to get benched as well as a Squawkabilly. We're going to see those Squawk and Seas here. We are. I've not actually had a chance to consult Jesse's hand here. Let's have a little gander what he was working with. Arven and Switch Card, not the most, you know, explosive of cards. I wonder if Jesse's going to try and get some energy on the board with electric generators. Let's see if Squawkabilly gave him, and the answer is no. But we do see a Forest Seal Stone, though.
Yeah, but there's no way to get out the active now. Your only rescue board is prized. You've gotten rid of 1 switch cart. Oh, side note, the 2nd switch cart is prized.
Oh, goodness.
So, yeah, I think the only switching left in Jesse's deck right now is Prime Catcher, because there's 2 switch cart, 1 in the discard, 1 in the prizes, 1 rescue board in the prizes. Yeah, I think you have to manually retreat that Greninja or play Prime Catcher. I think that's literally the only ways to get it out the active. Less than ideal, Shay.
No, you're right, less than ideal, but at least Greninja does have a 1 retreat cast. It's not like trying to maneuver something huge out the way. But you're right, energy, you don't really want to be attached into Greninja if possible. But you're right, that Squawkabilly getting rid of the switch cart, that's all she wrote for that. As that was like Town Store is going to grab a Bravery Charm there. Not sure where that's going to get attached to this turn. If not, but if it does, basic Pokemon is attached to will get 50 extra HP.
Yeah, 50 extra HP is quite nice. Give a little more survivability to those Pokemon. It can take a Blood Moon Ursaluna out of range of a Lost Impact, for instance.
Yeah.
So there are some things you can do there to play around with the maths a little bit. So, what have we got coming down here? We've got the Bravery Charm on the Miraidon, puts it up to 270. We've got an Energy onto that Miraidon as well. And it looks like a pass. That is not the explosive turn that we generally wanted there. But remember, that's turn 1.
Yes.
Michael has a turn, doesn't attack. It's next turn that Jesse needs the big explosive turn. There is still plenty of time left to pull it off.
As we do see, Michael going to kick his turn off there with an Earthen Vessel. Going to discard that Hisuian Gudra V-Star. Love to get that in the discard pile nice and early. That Rolling Iron can be copied, obviously, via that Apex Dragon. And that Rolling Iron will do 200 damage and reduce damage done to itself by 80 next turn.
Yeah, that's always going to be fun. Give yourself that extra survivability. 280 damage is not really what Miraidon loves hitting. 220, that's the magic number. That's what Miraidon's really going for. That's what you get with your Raikou. That's what you get with Miraidon. Zapdos puts it up to 230. Getting up to 280, yeah, that's a little bit more of an ask. So you're trying to avoid the Regidrago V-Star as much as possible. It's why these early KOs become so important. And then you gust around a little bit, maybe take out one V-Star, and that's your route to victory. There's your prize map.
So it looks like we're going to see an Ultra Ball going to grab the Squawkabilly. And it looks like Michael is going to be using Town Store. I don't think actually plays any tool cards, just using that to consult resources and see what he has available to him. But Squawkabilly has been taken off the Ultra Ball. That was discarding a Regidrago V-Star and a basic Grass Energy. So it's like Squawkabilly all over the place here for both players. We might see that Squawk and Seize, letting Michael discard his hand to draw 6 as long as it's the first turn of the game. A fantastic card for getting, you know, just getting set up. And worth noting that Motivate can be used and often is in the Regidrago decks, letting you accelerate 2 basic energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all. Just a reminder there that Squawkabilly has been used. And it's kind of cheeky using your opponent's Town Store, but it's a really good thing to do. If you haven't had a chance to check your prizes, well, here's your chance to check your prizes. Here comes the only Teal Mask Ogerpon available in the deck with an energy attached to it. Draw a card, there's an energy switch, that's good. Problem is, there's only one Regidrago.
Yes.
And you don't really want to start using energy switch to pile it up with energy and then see it get KO'd next turn.
Yeah, but I think there's no other way. So I think it looks like Earthen Vest is going to discard that Dragapult EX. Love to see that. And it's going to grab, it looks like a basic Fire and a basic Grass. I think if you're Michael, all you can do here is attach that Fire and just hope that your Regidrago V can survive. That's all you can do at this point. Must be a horrible place to be, but all you can do is cross your fingers. You can see the expression now on his face as he's shuffling up. That Regidrago V has to survive to give Michael a best chance of staying in this game.
The good news is Jesse is going to really struggle to get this Greninja out of the active spot. That is at least one saving grace. So we're looking for potentially a double electric generator hit onto the Miraidon so you can manually attach the retreat, or maybe using your Prime Catcher to take out, say, that Teal Mask Ogerpon. That would also work. You get Squawkabilly, but I like saving Squawkabilly for a bit later.
Yeah, worth noting, if he does use Prime Catcher into that Teal Mask Ogerpon, that would be Michael's only one until Super Rod would get played. Town Store did conclude there. Didn't quite manage to see what it was, unfortunately, but it looks like we are going to see an Arven being played here as well. Now, this is going to give us some insight. I'm worth noting, Jesse still does have Star Alchemy available, so Arven can grab a tool card and an item, and the Star Alchemy can grab any card Jesse likes. There's a ton of search power here, and I'd love to see how he plays this turn out.
Yeah, I do feel like we might be seeing an electric generator because it's early turns, and Miraidon always goes for electric generator on early turns. It's what it does. And actually not looking for a tool there. So I don't know if there's any really...
I don't think there's any left after these Town Store activations, and with the escape board, the rescue board in the prizes, might not have any option. So here we go, electric generator. Let's see how this pans out. Top 5 cards. Remember, you can attach up to 2 lightning energy you find there, but they have to be in the top 5. Little crossover. Oh, there's 2 there, Ross.
That'll do very nicely indeed. And here's the thing, now you can manually attach to Greninja if you've got an energy. You can manually attach to retreat, and get it out the active. I don't know if I saw an energy in Jesse's hand, though.
But it looks like he's using Star Alchemy to go fetch it. Could just be a basic energy. Could grab the Prime Catcher. I think probably just want to grab the energy. You really want to try and remove that Regidrago V if you can. Could use a double turbo energy if you like. That would work. Can grab any card you like here, Jesse. This is a fantastic place to be.
No, this is lovely. That's why we play Star Alchemy. It lets you go and search for any card you like. And it looks like it was that double turbo energy. And let's face it, it just had to be something to get Greninja out the active.
Yep.
If you want to go after your Teal Mask Ogapon, well, then you go and get your Prime Catcher. If you want the active, and very important, double turbo is the correct call here.
Yep.
Because it can't be accelerated with Electric Generator. And so by using this, you're not lowering your odds of future Electric Generator. Sorry, Shay.
Yes, I was about to say, but it looks like we are going to see this Photon Blaster KO here. And that is devastating for Michael. No Regidrago V in play. Looks like doesn't play the copy of Thornton, so that won't be an option either. So Michael, if he's going to attack this turn, well, we're going to have to be a Leaf Myriad Shower.
Yeah, Leaf Myriad Shower we've seen can work. We've seen it KO Miraidon on stream this weekend, but it only works with many Teal Mask Ogapon.
Yes.
Because I believe, what we're looking at, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you need 4 energy onto a Teal Mask Ogapon to do 240 and get the KO. And right now, there is, how much energy is actually on it at the moment?
1.
Yeah. So you can attach for turn, and you can Teal Dance.
Yep.
And you're still 1 energy short.
Worth noting it has a Bravery Charm attached as well, so it's currently at 270 HP. So we are going to say that Teal Dance activation, going to draw a card there and attach the energy. I think that's Professor Churro's scenario. Oh, goodness gracious me. That is not the hand you want.
Terrible hand.
Oh, no. Michael Davidson, is there a way to navigate out of this? Only has 2 prize Pokemon in play as well. Worth noting, Photon Blaster, but you do have to maneuver your Miraidon if you do want to attack next turn. But yeah, looks like we're going to see an energy switch onto the Squawkabilly Professor Churro scenario. We're going to see what, and then bench the Teal Mask Ogapon and use Motivate. Oh, Teal Mask again. Teal Dance, I should say.
Just to draw an extra card. See one more card.
Oh,
the Fire Energy.
No.
The hand is Regidrago V-Star 2 Fire Energy. There are no real relevant attacking options on the board, and you're using Squawkabilly to build up your Teal Mask Ogapon that is not even your main attacker, and it's not going to take much for Jesse to KO this Squawkabilly, go up by 4 prizes, and get into a phenomenal position for potentially getting into top 4. Oh, and we can see an Electric Generator off of concealed cards.
Yeah, it does still need to maneuver around, because Photon Blast, you can't attack 2 turns in a row. Does have Electric Generator, this could power up the Raikou. That is a possibility.
Could even, yeah, you can just retreat into the Raikou at this point. Like, it's not the most efficient use of your energy, but you can.
You definitely can. We did see Ultra Ball here being played. Probably going to thin the deck a little bit, but yeah, goodness gracious me. Jess has a whole multitude of ways. Oh, does have a bench slot open, actually, so could just grab Luminion, Boss's Orders, perhaps. Or Luminion for Arven to grab Prime Catcher to reset as well. So many, a myriad of options here for Jesse.
And now this turn, I adore Prime Catcher.
Yeah.
Prime Catcher onto that Teal Mask Ogapon, get a 2-prize KO, leave your opponent with just a Squawkabilly, get rid of their energy, get rid of their only attacker. I think Prime Catcher at this stage would all but end the game. You would still need a pivoting option, because there's no free retreaters on Jesse's side of the board. But, you know, like a basic energy would deal with that. You'll be fine.
Would be. Could even use Electric Generator to attach the energy onto the Raikou. Does have basic energy in hand. Jesse does have a few options here. Just opting, you know, trying to work out what is the most optimal. That's what we got to do in these high-pressure scenarios. So Electric Generator is being played here. Look at top 5, attach up the 2 energy that you find there.
Triple hit
Jesse Parker. Someone has to hook him up to the electric grid. He's generating so much electricity right now.
And that means that the Squawkabilly KO is on the board. You can, you don't really like to, but you can manually retreat Miraidon. Now, here comes Luminion. I love the idea here of using this to get an Arven for a Prime Catcher to go and KO, or even just to Boss's Orders if you prefer. but then, nah, 'cause then you'd have to retreat. I think Prime Catcher, there we go. It is, as predicted, Arven for Prime Catcher. This is going to take out the Teomas Gogaponche. It is going to leave Michael with just one Squawkabilly with one energy on the board, and I don't know if Michael can come back from that, and if you made me guess, I'd say probably not.
And I'd have to agree with you. You're going to see Prime Catcher into the Tilmas Ogapon, going to promote the Raikou, going to get fleet-footed to draw an extra card as well. Nest Ball was that. Now I imagine we're going to see a pay retreat Photon Blaster here as Michael puts the hand down. There we go. I'm going to see a pay retreat back into the Photon Blaster, which has been reset. So now that is an option for a big 220 damage, and that would be a huge KO here, and that would put Jesse down to 2 prize cards left in this top 8 match.
And let's not forget, Squawkabilly is a very, very easy 2 prizes for Jesse to take to finish out the game.
Oh,
Michael
no!
top decks an energy switch and concedes, and Jesse Parker is heading on with a still perfect record into the top 4 of the Pokemon Trading Card Game World Championships. That's a pretty impressive thing, I think.